Morning guys, it's James here from JVC Paints. I'm high atop Snake Mountain, my little nerd bunker. It's a rainy Saturday morning, which means I'm going to give you an update of all the stuff I've been up to for the past couple of weeks. Yeah, we're going to talk about my little Winter Soviet Army and my Chinese armies for bold action that I've been working on. So first up, I'm going to just show you some Soviets. This is an implement launcher. I scratch built this little thing here. It's got the guy here, 3-man crew, 1, 2, 3. I'm taking them regular. And about the implement, basically it's got a 24-inch range. It does HE2, so there's a 2-inch template, does D3 pins. If it hits a vehicle on a roll of a 6, like a bonus roll of a 6, the vehicle will go on fire as of the roll 3 on the damage chart. So you could potentially knock it out with a direct hit, even if you don't penetrate, which is kind of handy. So basically it's a direct fire medium mortar for bold action, which is pretty nasty, 24 inches, and dishes out the pins. So you can use it for covering fire, maybe take just even put pins on a unit, or get them to go down or something like that to move your guys up. But yeah, so I did these guys here. Like I said, I've made this, scratch built this. The base, I just put a little log here, give him some cover. This little guy, the loader guy, he's got the green ball. Let's see if I can move this over this way without getting my fingers in there. Oh, I can. That's excellent. So yeah, I got the pointy guy here, and he's got his binoculars. And I've got the little ammo ball, which I guess was filled with, some kind of, alcohol, vodka, napalm or something. Okay, next to that, we've got 2 anti-tank rifle teams. I'm going to zoom back a little bit here. They're kind of zoomed in a bit too much. So, yeah, I've kind of themed them. One set's got the hats, one set's got the helmets. I've given the helpers SMGs, even though on the list they don't have SMGs, but I've got to use I want to use the arms and the weapons and things like that. Whoops. So it's a good way to get rid of your prone guys. This is I think it's the PTRD-41 is the name of the weapon. On the loaders, you are going to see my fingers though. Sorry, on the weapon guys, on the fires. What I've done here, is I've used the Corpsman bag from the Marine set because they look a lot like the ammo bag that I found out about online. So I just scraped the USN off and the little Red Cross thing off and put it on there. But yeah, these guys they have penetration 2. I'm gonna probably go with inexperienced with them. They have a range of 36. They don't lose armor pen at halfway, but they will be inexperienced. So inexperienced, anything over 18 inches, I'm on 5s to hit. If any kind of cover or movement or whatever. So, they're just there to maybe pick off a guy or two, put a pin on something, when you might need it. Potentially they could take out something like a medium tank or even, even maybe like a Tiger tank. I mean, if I was like point blank right behind it, whatnot. So that's the Soviets for this time. I'm going to show you the Chinese I've done, and I also have one other little special thing to show you at the end. Hold on. Okay, guys, here's what I've done for the Chinese army. This is a guerrilla cell. It's a 9-man unit. I've bumped it up. I think it starts at 3. You can bump up with 6 guys. I've taken regular, so base is 107 points. Basically, all I did really is added in 3 submachine guns. So I think a grand total, ends up at 107 points. Pardon me. So these are the figures. I've kind of mixed and matched the colors here. As you can see, we've got some greens and blues and some tans, some sort of ruddy browns and things like that. I did kind of cheat a little bit. You'll notice the submachine gun guys all kind of look like regular infantry, and that's because they are. I gave this guy a little Chinese communist hat. I think I'm going to make this guy over here, this guy, the NCO, because he's kind of cool. He's got that little hat. He's got a little beard, which is kind of cool. And he's kind of unique. But yeah, they were a lot of fun to do, as they always are. And I'll just zoom in here so you can take a better look at some of these guys. They're not, the faces here, I mean, I did the best that I could. Let's just put it that way. Well, I got this guy's teeth in. That's okay. And that guy's screaming, so it's all right. But a little bit about the guerrillas themselves. So they're actually a really versatile unit. When they're on outflank, they get no -1. They come in on the sides. They can start in a forward position like a sniper or an observer, anywhere on your half of the board as long as they're 12 inches away from an enemy unit. They can start hidden in an ambush. And for the first turn, they can ignore rough ground. So you could have them, 12 inches away from a road, hidden. Some guy, drives up or walks up or does whatever. You just spring ambush them, basically, like assault ambush them. Which is pretty accurate historically. I mean, for the Chinese ones, I know about the Mao's, the Chinese, the Communist Chinese guerrillas in World War II, how they would mess with the Japanese infrastructure. Like railways and things like that, they would go and they would take the actual ties off the railway. They weren't bending tracks or anything like that. They were actually taking the metal and the wood, like, gone. They would take like out 50-meter sections, forcing the Japanese to, send out a construction crew. And, they would let the construction crew go out there for, whatever, 2 or 3 days and get their stuff done. And then they would let that happen. And then they would, just go out and do it again, and bury the stuff in the ground. Of course, sometimes they would attack, but it was this idea of sort of just wearing down the enemy through attrition. So, it worked, as you know. That's why they have Communist China. So yeah, these guys, but they're going to be nationalist guerrillas, these guys. So, they're not fighting for him. They're fighting for Chiang Kai-shek. But yeah, these guys were great. I have another section of these guys I want to do. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next for these guys. I'm waiting for the howitzer to come from Warlord. But I do have like a mortar and things like that. I think I'm kind of done with some infantry. I'm trying to mix it up. If you've noticed, I'm doing like infantry and then weapons teams, and just to make it feel like I'm getting something done, because I've got literally like 100 rifle guys to paint. Okay, I've got one more thing I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to let you go, and you guys have a great weekend. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is the last little thing that I've got to show you today. As you know, Brush and Quill put out the Great War Challenge here. I kind of kept tight-lipped about it because I figured I didn't have anything to do with it. Do for it, I should say. But I went through my bits box. I was looking for something. I found this guy. I don't know when I bought him. Probably 15, 20 years ago. He was in the bits box. And I was like, wow, okay, I can do this guy up. He looks pretty cool. So I did. He is my idea of it anyway, is that he's a 1914 sort of German NCO or officer of some sort on horseback. And I have no idea who the manufacturer is of this figure. If you do know, enlighten me. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, he was, it wasn't so much, there was a challenge with this figure because, I mean, it's a nice figure, don't get me wrong, but there was absolutely like very, very little detail. So I had to, this is just basically painted on. That's not part of the figure. I actually painted that on. Same with the number, the divisional number, I guess, or the regiment number up there. You can see here, like, I looked at a lot of photos online. They don't have the buttons and things like that on the cuffs. So, but yeah, it was great fun to do. I was really happy. I'm really happy with the result, actually. The one thing I'll show you, though, I got the horse done, and then it fell over, and it got chipped. And I was like, I don't want to paint this horse again. So, I don't know, this horse, he ran up against some barbed wire. Something happened, and he's been nicked. Oh, there's a bit of fluff on there. I'll have to get that off later, I guess. Ooh, static grass or something. But yeah, this is my little, one-man mounted entry for the Great War of Brush and Quill. I do have some other plans to do here coming up. I'm going to be showing you more of the Winter Soviets and the Chinese as they go. And just some other bits and bobs as they come along. I am painting every day, so it's good. So anyways, guys, I've gone on too long here. You guys have a great weekend. We'll talk to you later. Keep those brushes moving, and you guys take it easy. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.